On a late night trip through Georgia, I stopped in for a bite. I sat down in a booth and saw it was packed that night. There were folks hollering and eating like feral pigs, and children barely out of diapers ripping rolled up cigs. My waitress dropped off my plate, and then her next guest was a man with half a dirty shirt hanging off his chest. And when she told him they were out of bacon, things went south. And he pulled a gun, so I pulled one too, and we stared each other down. It's a Waffle House gunfight. Someone's gonna die tonight. Jed's here with his wife and sister, and I almost threw up when he leaned over and kissed her. He said, "Boy, you better put your order in with the Lord, 'cause breathing you can no longer afford." I said, "Death I do not fear, and sir, the Lord ain't here. Oh, the man below will claim a soul today, 'cause the Waffle House is the devil's place to play."
Freedom's magma divers of the planet K. That was Waffle House Gunfight by Almost Vinyl, centered around an alleged gunfight that took place in said Waffle House in 1958. How does the story end? Well, you're gonna need to head on over to Almost Vinyl's channel in order to find out. Link is in the description below, as always. Honestly, this was just a fun one to use. And so catchy too. Everybody knows that nothing is illegal in the Waffle House between the hours of midnight and 6 a.m. And many a helldiver, fresh from their most recent D10 dive where they somehow survived, found themselves glad that they did not check their armor and their Peacemaker sidearm in at the quartermaster's office, as per regulation, before returning their super for some R&R and a stack of waffles the size of a Terminated Charger. But now, the evening news. As my friend Oshel pointed out, Oshilune needed a few passes from the good old righteously democratic backhand to scrape the bugs off of it, and Omicron is looking that way as well. The bad news is that we did not siphon nearly enough E711 to enable the Star of Peace to fire. Converting E711 into dark fluid is an inefficient, unstable process, and if you do it wrong, you are not going to get a second chance. No do-overs. Just go straight to meridiating yourself. Hope you like spaghetti. As an aside, construction on Pandora Base continues at a reasonable pace, with the inhabitants of the Center for the Confinement of Dissidents being granted a second chance to contribute to the spread of democracy through, well, slave labor on these assembly lines. I don't approve, but that's what's going down. Most Chaos divers have already broken out after my mischievous shenanigans, but a few are still being consigned to hard labor. I do imagine that they're not too fond of me right now, to which I can only say, lol, lamau even. But that is neither here nor there, and we've got any major orders, so let me just fire up the music here and... Oh, yes, Sweet Liberty, that's the stuff. Everybody loves this song. The Star of Peace continues its march toward readiness, with its primary optical array now under construction. This historical upgrade will convert the Democracy Space Station into a macro-scale laser capable of generating a high-yield beam optimized for mass freedom dispensation. However, the thermal output of this projection would compromise standard orbital arrays. Recent vivisectional audits of captured automatons, ranging from inert to vocally resisting, have revealed the solution.
Fry, you little jerks.
Whoa, what the heck? Mercy, I figured that you would object to this kind of treatment to your people.
About as much as you would object to the humiliation of the Ministry of Truth. I know those guys. They tricked me into paying for WinRAR.
Oh, that is a special brand of evil right there. Yeah, they probably deserve what happened to them. Anyway, to endure magma planets, the soulless constructs deployed to these vital strategic territories have been specifically retrofitted with iridium-infused superalloy heat sinks. Helldivers, hold the magma planets. Secure the mining infrastructure and dismantle the trespassing automaton offensive in order to enable the harvesting of internal components. Their repurposed heat resistance will ensure that Liberty's light can safely shine on all enemies of freedom, with terminal results. Now, I had a chance to look over the Star of Peace schematics here, and the internal temperatures we're talking about briefly rival the interior of a star, which is good because it's a little cold outside, and I've been asking them to turn up the heat for a while. Obviously, such a weapon used in an enemy planet would destroy it. That's the selling point of the Star of Peace and the reason why we're doing all of this. But we're talking about such an insane degree of temperature that normal atmospheric combustion is no longer possible. It just skips right past there to the point where molecules in the atmosphere start molecularly disassociating, ionizing, and breaking down into plasma. So, protecting ourselves from that? Kind of a big deal. The next major order is due to expire Wednesday, January 14th, 7 a.m. Super Earth Eastern Standard Democratic Time, and has the following victory conditions. Defend the planets of K, Fury, and Mox from the currently ongoing Automaton invasion. Currently, Charon Prime is under attack from Martale by the Incineration Corps, and K is besieged from Colpus of 4 by Garden Variety bots, which my friend Roy has dubbed the Steel Legion. The Jet Brigade is also looking to join the party with an attack on Mox, so it's pretty clear that the Chrome Domes have been preparing for this for a while. Their Legion of Doom is looking to cut off our eastern access corridor from the Nano Sector, then we'll likely take the Sto-2 or Virilia 5 to close the pocket. And they are willing to rip the entire kitchen sink out of the wall and hurl it at us to do that. That's a whole lot of work to get done and not much time to do it in. Let's make it happen, people. Divers in motion. Mercy, are we over the AO on Planet K?
Affirmative, ma'am. Just waiting for your broadcast to conclude and your word to go.
Good, I'm plugging in directly to FIST Cerebral Control. Please spin up some new units and prepare to drop.
Neural handshake confirmed. Cerebral control matrix online. Operator thoughts are remarkably consistent today. Cycling FIST units from manufactured standby. Assigning HALTEDs. Calculating atmospheric vectors. Minor deviations detected due to volcanic activity. Adjusting impact tolerance. Acceptable margins established. HALTEDs sealed. Atmospheric breach in 5, 4, 3. For Super Earth and for justice.